sure that this didn't escalate further?
You know, any accusation of criminal activity on campuses, having that deputy there lets them respond instantaneously. Like this started off as the odor of marijuana coming from there, which a lot of times will just result in a civil citation for a student. However, you know, investigating those crimes is always spin-off crimes. You know, this past year, we hadn't had any significant reports of firearms on campus as we've seen throughout the country. So our area, working with our deputies, having deputies on campus in full uniform, having great staff with the school district, working with the school district, we're able to curtail the issues that we see throughout the nation. And it's unfortunate that this happened, that this student made the poor choice to do this. But in this scenario, we're tolerant, but there is zero tolerance for bringing a firearm or a weapon on campus. That is one thing that the sheriff's office won't tolerate, and I know that's one thing that the school district won't tolerate. So on top of being arrested today for bringing a firearm on campus, this youth is going to have to deal with the consequences of the school district with their code of conduct.
Now, when it comes to security at the schools, some schools around the country you have metal detectors, some you don't. What kind of security did the school have there today, and how different would that have been if this was during the school year?
You know, we have 50,000 plus students in St. Lucie County. To have an isolated incident like this happen is few and far in between. You know, each school is assessed for, they have a threat assessment done at it. Each school has its own security procedures because they are unique. We have some schools that are brand new. We have some schools that were built in the 60s. So everything has its own dynamics and challenges, and everything is assessed for it as itself. And I think our deputies with the school district do an amazing job and have an amazing program in place to prevent things like this. That's why our numbers are so low when it comes to having incidents like this or youths bringing weapons on campus.
Now, I know it's summer school, but is there any kind of security that these kids have to go through, or did he just bring a bag with a loaded gun to the school?
You know, all of our students, we don't ever want to restrict kids from coming into school. So kids are allowed to come onto campus just how they would during the day. You know, when the bell rings, you know, they come on. Our main goal is to prevent threats from coming onto the campus. Again, with 50,000 plus students in St. Lucie County, you know, the flow of traffic is one of our most important things to get kids in there unrestricted. This isn't a common problem or an issue that we see every day. This is few and far in between, but our deputies are trained. They go out there proactively engaging with the kids. School staff goes out and engages with the kids. They know that if they commit a crime, if they do something like this, they're going to get caught. So they just don't do it. So our numbers are extremely low for having weapons on campus, but they're a quick response, and that's having that deputy on campus.
Now, following this incident, is there anything that you want members of the community to know about the safety and security of not only that school, but all of the schools in the county here?
Having deputies on campus lets them respond immediately to anything. Our deputies are trained to respond to a threat. In the event that there isn't a threat on the campus, our deputies are willing to put their lives on the line to stop that threat. And that's what they're trained to do, and that's what I'm instructing them to do.
Now, what kind of weapon was it? Was it a pistol, a larger weapon?
Small caliber handgun, wallet size, very small. We'll provide a photo of that for you.
Now, when it comes to the security of getting into the school, did the backpack did he have it in a backpack, or was there?
It was inside of a backpack that I was told they had to use a pair of scissors to actually access it. So whether the backpack was modified and it was slid in through the back, you know, I don't have those details. Again, this has just happened a few minutes ago. I know how things get spread out on social media extremely fast. We just happened to run into you and wanted to give you the information to get out there to the public that the schools are safe, that this is what happened before rumors start going.
Now, was there any kind of security that this bag had to go through, or did the kid just walk into this building with a gun in a bag?
No, our schools, they have points of entry to come in. You know, this specific school, I don't believe every student is searched. But again, we don't have the issues that we're seeing there. Every school has its own specific plan on how the school's designed, the age of the kids. You know, we have elementary kids that have 5, 6-year-old kids there. Then we have high schools and middle schools that have, you know, 15 to 17-year-old kids on there. This was a 17-year-old that was involved in this incident. So every school is specific on its own. The specific details of the security measures on this one, I couldn't tell you exactly how it was, but I don't believe that there was any searches coming in there. Again, these aren't issues that we normally face here in St. Lucie County.
Now, how different and how bad could this have been if this was during the school year?
You know, given the circumstances that we have, nobody knew the firearm was there. You know, there was no threats made. The student didn't tell anybody. It was only discovered from a secondary offense, and that was smelling the odor of marijuana.
So nobody at all, no friends, no nothing, knew he had the gun?
No, and we plaster it out everywhere. Our staff is great. Our students are great. Our parents are great. When you see something, say something. I'm sure if a student would have seen it, they would have said something. We get alerted to all sorts of stuff. That's the message that we brand in there. Our deputies that are on campus are not only there to ensure the safety of all of our kids, they're also there to build that bond so that students are okay with coming to them and talking to them. And that's what we push here. That's the culture that we have here at the Sheriff's Office, and that's why we don't see some of the bigger issues that you see at other organizations.
Sheriff, is there anything else I haven't asked you on this you want to get out there?
No, we just, like I said before, we just wanted to get the information out there as fast as we can, just to alert you guys. Our schools are safe. We work amazingly close with the school district, and this behavior will never, ever be tolerated.